Welcome back to TMZ Sports, everybody. Francis and Jason, after a fantastic weekend of UFC fights and beautiful weather, Politicon, which is not SportsCon.
Yeah. What I meant to ask you, what am I doing here? I thought I was fired. Remember, everyone was asking.
You're fired. You were on. Francis went on vacation for about 4 or 5 days, and immediately within like one clip, they see somebody not you.
He's fired.
They fire.
They start the full conversation. Yeah, I heard him and Jane got into a spat over a muffin, and he just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, it was English muffins versus.
Yeah, he said it was an English muffin, and I said, "There's no such thing as an English muffin, all right?" And he said, "It says right there on the packet," and I says, "That's blasphemy. We don't say the name
and
English
then just
or
like
England."
That, fired.
Yeah.
But then we rehired him because we felt bad. So true story. Allen Iverson bailed on the Big Three this weekend in Dallas. There was an official statement made by the Big Three, which you can read to first. Some have speculated that he was reeling from some form of either gambling loss at the casino or it was catching up with him. It is pure speculation. He was spotted at casinos along the way towards some of these Big Three events, not just here in Dallas, when he was in Dallas, but when he was in Philly. But it fits the AI mantra to totally not show up. Big Three official statement on AI. Allen Iverson did not show up today's Big Three Week 6 game in Dallas. We had no advance warning and do not have information as to all the circumstances surrounding his absence. The league is launching an investigation to gather all the facts, and then we will make an informed official statement. The Three's company co-captain DeMar Johnson has stepped in to fulfill the player, captain, and coaching duties, and they won. They went to 2-4 without the answer. I liked one of the comments in the comment section I was watching a video on said, why would they launch an investigation? They already know the answer.
So easy, so well. Great job. I don't know. I mean, it's just speculation at this point. What he was up to, but I know he probably might have been scared that Tommy Lauren might have been in Dallas, but she was right here.
She was right here in LA,
so he could have went there happily and avoided it at all costs.
I agree.
Now, regardless, let's not cross over the politics. We know how that goes.
I want to show you a video though. Like it wasn't like he was doing bad on the roulette table. Like take a look at this photo that we have, I think from TMZ. Stacks. Look at that.
But you know you can get stacks if you just walk in with 100 grand, Jason. Just ask them to give you it back in.
Does that look like the face of a man who hasn't won 25 G's?
That's hilarious.
Black 36 on the bottom there. Why wouldn't you? Maybe red 36.
So importantly, more so because I know you are a huge fan of his career in the past. Was this an ongoing problem during his NBA career?
Well, so the most famous Allen Iverson moment, I think the most famous Allen Iverson moment is him crossing over Tyronn Lue, and then he stepped over him in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. He stepped over. That's LeBron's head coach. You can't do that. So the corners at the time was really funny, but AI's most famous moment is the practice rant.
Yeah,
he used to not go to practice, and look, by all measures of what we know, players who have the work ethic and show up to practice every single day tend to be better. And they tend to be more of a team player, and they're there to show their loyalty, whatever it might be. But Allen Iverson didn't show up to a lot of practices. He didn't really bail on games in the NBA, but it's similar to like what Derrick Rose did with the Knicks this season. Kind of just went AWOL, he just didn't show up. But the Big Three league is still in its infancy. It's 6 weeks into the league's inception. And it's had successful ratings, and it's done well, and people seem to be enjoying it going city to city. One of the things that they're gambling on is Allen Iverson is their biggest name by far.
Yeah.
It's nothing against the players like Chauncey Billups, a championship winner with Detroit, and Steven Jackson and Al Harrington, all these guys that made them names in their NBA careers. Allen Iverson is like brought in an entire new generation of NBA fans. So you're gambling a little bit by having him there as a player coach, and you don't really know what's going to happen because AI keeps it as real as anybody else ever, or I should say keeps it more real than anybody else ever has. If they're going to ask him what happened, maybe he might just tell you straight up, wasn't feeling it.
Lost a couple thousand.
A couple thousand, and got some steak and just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I've been following along with the Big Three league, it's undoubtedly because I wasn't around during that era of basketball as much of watching it in terms of what I am here, where I can watch it weekly or every day as it happens to be. So I watched to see him play. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not interested in seeing some of the other players that are taking part in the competition. But it's regardless of whether it was retirees or whatever, like you could put Allen Iverson on a court wherever it may be at any given time, and you're still going to tune in to see what he's doing because he was that player when he was on the court. Like if you watch LeBron James in 15 years. And you watch, like, you're not going to watch it with the same anticipation as what you're watching him now because his athletically, a lot of the things he does is what is captivating as well as his basketball ability. I'm not denying that. But you watch him and you're not going to be expecting to see him dunk. You're not going to be expecting him to just, no, LeBron James.
LeBron.
So, because the physicality of his game isn't going to age as well. But look, Allen Iverson, from what I remember, parts of his game, his dribbling, I'm not saying it's going to be of the same standard, but you can watch it almost with the same novelty feeling is what you watched when you watched him in the NBA.
He had one of the nastiest crossover the league's ever seen, and that doesn't just go away overnight. I totally get your point. Is the athleticism there? Of course not. Not what it used to be. But is it enough that if you're a diehard AI fan, you're going to pay money to see him play? Yeah, of course. Damn right I will.
When they coming to LA?
You don't think in August 13th at the Staples Center?
Yeah.
There are tickets. They're not that expensive. You can go and get them. And I think it would be worth it because it's been a super fun league to watch. If you're my age, if I think anybody between 25 and 35, it's like that prime area just because we grew up with these players. They were kind of part of what has been, like what made us NBA fans in the first place. Where in the world is Allen Iverson? I don't know, but I hope he shows up to Los Angeles.
No one knows.
I ain't gonna ask him about it, that's for sure. Stick to the questions and be like, what number? Now I'm just be like, what roulette numbers do you play?
Black 17.
Mr. Answer.
My lucky number, Black 17.
To call him Mr. Answer.
Mr. Answer.
It's like Dave Chappelle calling O.J. Simpson Mr. Juice.
Mr. Juice.
Mr. Juice. Comment below, where was AI during the week 6 of the Big Three League? Francis, Jason, TYT Sports, Ja'Cory, and Irma. See you next time.